Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be cleaning some old stuff, getting rid of some things, and we're going to start off with this perfume set that I did called Tropic Paradise, using these horrible fonts. And this was supposed to be the bath salts, and this was done. This is old, so it got like, it opened up and the rubber cement wore off, so that's why they look damaged. But I just wanted to show what it looked like before I threw these away. Box for the perfume, as you can see, it's ripped. This whole set got damaged over the years because I just threw it somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, it looked much better when I first did it, although the design itself could definitely use some work. There's the perfume, and the sticker I had to personally die cut myself, because if I would have gotten that professionally done, it would have cost way too much money that I didn't have as a college student. So I don't know what that black mark is, but there's a lot of marks on this stuff. I guess from this black box it was in. I don't know. But yeah, so I got this bottle from Mandy. Just got a little cheap bottle that I could use, since the professor said to use a uniquely shaped bottle. And then this flower set is something to go with my display, since it matched the colors I got from the 99-cent store. And then this mirror I was gonna use, but I messed up the sticker and everything, and it didn't. I felt like I could use a better mirror for the display. There it is, all dusty and whatnot. So this is what I ended up using for the display, and you can see me in the mirror, which I don't want to be in the mirror, but there I am. And okay, we get the point. So that's kind of what the display looked like. If I can find the old picture I have of the display, I'll insert it into the video. If not, then oh well. Now we're going to go into some old binders that I have with notes and printouts from professors. So there's some notes from like biology and stuff that I no longer need, and some printouts from figure drawing and foundation drawing that some of it I can still use. And then this binder has some old exams from high school, and it was math, so like if I have really good grades in math and science and stuff, I would keep it, because those are like the toughest subjects for me. But I don't need those anymore, so it's time to throw those away. This was a website design that I wanted for web design class, but it ended up looking nothing like that because I had to use code, and I'm not a web designer, so it looked really crappy. It looked nothing like this. Tessa's there. This is a logo for my high school. They wanted for a t-shirt before I graduated, but they never used. This is a Play It Now, which was like an iPod, which I never had, but this could record stuff from your computer or speakers or whatever. You would just plug it into the area where you plug in your headset, and it would record from there. It also had games on it, and the headphones, the other part came off, so I covered it with tape. Don't ask me why I did that. I should have just gotten a new headset, but I didn't, because I've always been cheap. And here's a label for my Reveal nail polish that I did for packaging design. There's a million of these, which I'll get into later. This is a logo I did for my YouTube name. I was coming up with a bunch of different ideas, but couldn't land on one. I ended up using my face as my logo. Then this is a sample portfolio that I shared for speed interviews. So instead of speed dating, it was speed interview for internships. So that first one was a collage. This one is a painting. This one is a typeface I made with a unique looking F. So I pointed that out. That's me being different. And then that illustration, I'm sure you guys have seen before. So that's just some of the stuff I showed. And that's the self-portrait. This is me actually using paint to splatter to come up with a concept for my splatter project for a senior project class, of course. And I did a whole semester coming up with this restaurant and gallery. So this whole book is a bunch of sketches and ideas and printouts and stuff that I got for inspiration. And I'm proud of it. And now Tessa is looking through my stuff. Thankfully she didn't damage anything or take anything away. So let's move on to some, I used to doodle a lot. This is from like high school, and this, yeah, I was clearly bored, but that needs to be thrown away. I'll throw that out. This camera I've been looking for years. I thought I had lost it, but I'm so glad I found it. I have a lot of Tessa's old photos on there. And this is a quote that I did, that I drew and then traced over, and then I did background for. If I can find those, I'll put them in this video. But I'm going to keep those. So this bin is stuff that I ended up keeping, and then, but I ended up throwing a lot of stuff in the garbage. This is more of that reveal nail polish I was telling you guys about. So this is like, this is for packaging design, and this is from start to finish, all the ideas I came up with, like of the name and what it's about, the backstory, everything. So that's all in this book. And if you want to get a closer look at this project, it's on my website, so check that out if you want. This is from photography class in college. At the end of the semester, we had to pick like 10 photos, 10 of our best photos to submit. And one of those the professor took, and I took it back, and then she took it again, and then I took it back because I'm like, this is my photo. Then when the class was over, she took it again, so I don't have it now. I don't know why she loved that photo so much, but she said she was going to use it for something, but I personally think she just took it just for her own benefit. That professor was not the best, but this is where I discovered how much I love taking photography of nature and things like that. So, well, that picture was from my high school prom. So I used pictures from, most of the pictures were things I took at that time, and then some were like old. And then this was a project that was based on one object. You have to do a book based on one object, using it in different ways. So my object was a key. So I did like patterns, and we had to use different mediums too. So I definitely kept this because I think this was a cool project. This class was Graphic Design Principles 2. And yeah, we did a lot of cool projects in that class. The professor was great. And he said, you know, to make sure that the one object you use, you won't get tired of it. So that's why I was like, oh, I'll use the key. You know, there's different ways to use that. And Tess is just chilling while I go through all this stuff. And we have to use this object at different angles and whatever, what have you. That sticker I was supposed to take out, but I forgot. It's supposed to show movement as well. And then patterns and cutouts. And we also use like charcoal and marker, collages, all sorts of stuff. But I really like that cutout. That was cool. I think I showed, there were other projects I did in this class too. That's in another video I posted on this channel. I'll put in the cards. Oh yeah, and then you have to do something 3D. So I use these, whatever you call those. I can't think of the name right now. And this is like the labels from that nail polish. I had to cut it out so many times to make sure that each was the exact same size and it was all aligned with the font and everything, so that when you put it all on display, it's exactly the same. So there's like a million of these, and instead of throwing them out, I just stacked them on top of each other and moved on to the next thing. So now I'm just gonna take these off and shred them and move on. And this folder is full of sketches too. Like this folder is from middle school, I think. Middle school or high school, and I drew all up on it because that's just one of the things I did in school. This is from figure drawing. Yeah, that was a self-portrait. So that was me with highlights and shadows. And looking through some of these printouts, I see that I'm gonna keep some of them. For reference, I do need to get back into drawing because I stopped doing that. I need to get back into that. So I held on to some of the printouts the professor gave, but other stuff I threw away. This is a project I did for Communication Design 1, where you have to stack something. I'll put a card here for the video on that. I did a little animation. And then I also found some books that could be very useful right now. So designing with type and speech. And then this is a presentation I did in speech class for bullying, and I decided to keep that because bullying is one of the things that I'm passionate about. I guess because, you know, I experienced that at some point in school, and then I did go to a Pratt thing. What the heck is Tessa doing? So I held on to that book because I thought it was cool. And then this design you might notice from a video I did for lino block cutting. I'll put the card here based off of a story that the professor gave, and we had to do something different for each set of pages. And we like sew the book together. And then this last thing is a logo with our the first and last initial. We did like a million versions using different shapes and typefaces, and then whichever one was picked to use out of that, we printed on a t-shirt. And I'm not gonna throw that away because it's a nice shirt. I don't like the logo, it's a nice shirt, so I'm gonna keep it. And that's it. I ended up throwing a lot of stuff away. 100 plus subscribers, thank you so much. And I was gonna do Draw My Life, but since that's played out, I will be doing a Q&A and also my natural hair journey. So stay tuned for those videos. Thank you for listening and watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And also check out my toxic environments video if you haven't, if you want to. Okay, bye.